Welcome back to SWGA Sickle Cell Awareness YouTube channel. I'm patient advocate Monica. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the tribe. In today's video, I'm going to share a page with you from my memoir. My story and my journey began back in 2013. Prior to my diagnosis, I was training for a marathon. I started my marathon training with walking 6 laps in the morning and 6 laps in the evening, and I ended up increasing that to 12 laps in the morning and 12 laps in the evening. On a unforgettable day in the month of June in 2013, I was experiencing extreme pain. I was experiencing extreme fatigueness and wasn't for sure of what to do. And one of the things I thought I should do was just get some rest. And that night, after coming in and being at my parents' house, I collapsed. And I vaguely remember too much after that, but I do remember my parents telling me that, Monica, you passed out, and we called 911. And when you passed out, we wasn't for sure of how things were going to go. We didn't know what was going on with you. And in 2013, I was hospitalized for 6 weeks. From what I'm told, the first 2 weeks I was non-responsive and I was on a ventilator. And during that time, the doctors were looking for and trying to figure out what was the cause of me collapsing. Talking to my family, my parents, and my siblings, and trying to find out what is the family medical history and what was possibly done and what could have possibly caused all of this. What was interesting is the doctors were like, well, we looked at her medical records and we've looked at her health, and she looked like she's very healthy, and we're not for sure of what happened. With that being said, and I found out that my medical team at that time ran every medical test in every medical book to try to figure out what it was that I had. And I remember one of the doctors, I think he was a CDC doctor, he said, I think she had Wilson's disease. And after much research years later, I did find out that Wilson's disease, or Cooley-Wilson's disease, is commonly known as beta thalassemia. At that time, we didn't know what that was. They were doing research, but there wasn't too much research on that topic. What was interesting about my hospitalization was family members started coming forward with being diagnosed with sickle cell. Prior to that, I didn't know anyone in my family with sickle cell. And it was interesting that it didn't come forth until I was diagnosed. But things do get better. After my final diagnosis and being hospitalized, and once I was released from the hospital, I began to look for answers. A lot of times you go through things and you don't understand, so the first thing you do is look for answers and research. And I did do a lot of research on what sickle cell was, but I didn't have a clear understanding of what it was. And one of the things that kind of baffled me in this journey, in this process, was, why am I at a cancer center? Why am I seeing oncologists, hematologists? I've never seen oncologists, hematologists before. And because I did do volunteer work with the American Cancer Society, I knew what that meant. And I remember thinking, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and everything happens in its own time. And reflecting back on my life, I've always been in and out of the hospital, and I was just being treated based off of symptoms, not being treated for the root cause. I remember when I was younger, I was diagnosed with bronchitis, but I don't, we don't remember me being treated for bronchitis. And I talked to my mom about that. And she's like, I remember years ago they gave you a rescue inhaler or they gave you some kind of something, but they never followed back up with you. And they said, with your bronchitis, you probably would just grow out of it. Little did they know I would never grow out of it. But I'm thankful that they finally found the root cause of what my health issues were. And the root cause was sickle cell beta thalassemia with congestive heart failure. Knowing that information makes me more effective and better at managing my health. And me being diagnosed with sickle cell is not a death sentence. It just gives me what I need to manage it, and with the resources that are available now, I can manage my sickle cell disease and manage my heart disease. And I'm here to encourage and inspire others. When you see a sickle cell patient, know that they can live a full life, they can live a healthy life, and they can manage their sickle cell disease. There are more specialists out there now than there's ever been before. There's more education out there. There's more research out there. There are more studies out there. There's even more medications out there, which is a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. I know Endari is one of the medications that I've seen a lot of people testify about, that it being a better medicine. It's better than hydrea. And that's a good thing. I'm glad that they're focusing more on it, and I'm more excited and honored that there are more patients that are patient advocates out there, because no one can tell our story like we can. No one understands how we feel until we tell them how we feel, and we're the ones that tell them how to treat us. And a lot of times we're the one that educate our medical professionals on how to treat us and how not to treat us. And I like the fact that we're able to tell our loved ones, our family, and our friends how to treat us. That is so important, and I'm so thankful that. And it's interesting that over the years, I'm glad I've had great friends who've just been there no matter what. They didn't know what was going on when they're like, Monica, we gonna be here. We don't know what you got going on right now, but we're here. We're in this together. We love you. We care for you. And however long you stay in the hospital, we're gonna be right here by your side until they figure out what's going on with you. And knowing that I already knew my family loved me, and I knew my friends loved me, and other people began to love me and support me, and that made the journey even better. And one of the things that I want to continue to emphasize is I am beyond blessed. I am beyond blessed because I have a medical team that is there for me, that answer my questions, that answer questions that are not even related to me, but just general questions about sickle cell, about how to be an effective advocate, how to be a medical professional without being a licensed medical professional, but being able to reach out to them and ask the questions. And some of the questions I do ask are not just for me, they are from my family members. If you learned something from this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I'm going to continue to tell my story. I'm going to continue to advocate for sickle cell, make sure there are laws, make sure there are cures. I'm not only advocating for myself, I'm also advocating for others in this community, as well as advocating for with other patients around the world, because sickle cell is not just a black disease, it is a global issue. And it's something that must be talked about, it must be discussed, and things need to change with it. And I am living proof that sickle cell patients are living past the age of 21, they're past the age of 31, as well as past the age of 41. They're living much longer, and we're here to tell our story. If you know someone with sickle cell and you have questions about sickle cell, make sure you leave your comments in the comment section, and I'm going to respond to all of the comments. Also, in the comment section, let me know if there's something that you want me to discuss about sickle cell, about congestive heart failure, or about just telehealth as well, because I'm a big advocate and a promoter and an ambassador for telehealth. So in the comment section, let me know about telehealth, sickle cell, congestive heart failure, and all subjects related. Until next time, stay hydrated and stay well. Goodbye.